Okay, thank you very much for being our guest again this wonderful Tuesday morning. Or maybe I should say Super Tuesday. We're broadcasting live from the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM. It is Sports Bang. Good morning to you and happy new month. Yes, it is June, the very first day in the month of June.
Best month in the year.
Sorry?
The best month in the year.
The best month.
The best month in the year.
Okay.
You agree, Tunde?
I have no arguments. It's without question.
Simple.
The best month of the year. Yes, today is the 1st of June 2021. It's 7:35, or let me say 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. And it's time again to discuss sports to you, our very important listener. We're glad that you're with us again this morning. And those watching us live on our Facebook fan page this morning, you're welcome on board. Keep them coming and share with as many as possible. It's Splash 105.5 FM. And talking about Facebook, we have something. Well, it started brewing on Sunday with a notice, and then she put action to it. Well, threats came after, and now it has happened. Naomi Osaka, world number 2 in the world of tennis, has withdrawn from the French Open in Paris following the press conference controversy. She says she has written privately to the organizers to apologize, and she's now open to dialogue. What are your thoughts? What kind of dialogue are we expecting? Is it the kind of dialogue that will say, well, I'm going through some difficult situation, I'll be back to perform my media obligations, or let's work out an arrangement that will not make it compulsory for us to speak to the press. This is what we have for you on our Facebook fan page this morning. Also on our verified Twitter handle, Splash FM 1055. Good morning to you once again. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. This morning, I've got the duo of Blessing Fuwe and Feromi Adegwega. Happy New Month to you, Blessing.
Happy New Month to you, Tunde. Welcome to June, the best month of the year. I actually emphasize that again.
Best is relative.
But as long as you agree with me, I do not care what any other person says.
Okay.
But yes,
this is Blessing blackmailing me, right? Okay,
and I'm very sure everybody Animation agrees as well. So yes, it's great to be back again on Sports Bank this morning, Super Tuesday. Olawale, absolutely, yes, he agrees. I know that he agrees indeed. So,
what is it about June and sports?
I mean, some good men.
Lionel Messi's June, right?
Yes, Rafael Nadal is June.
Michael Obi June.
Michael Phelps, no, he's not.
Michael
Obi is April. Michael Phelps is June.
I was trying to.
There's this good boxer. There's this good boxer who is June as well. I'm trying to remember his name right now.
Maybe the look of Ferrami's face disagrees with you. Don't worry, you have your time.
But yeah, June is associated with a lot of great sporting people, great sporting moments, and of course, it also symbolizes that the season of the rain, the spring, and harvest. I'm just so happy to be back again to talk sport this morning.
Okay, and it's also the month of the year when you don't have major footballing activities per se.
Yeah, but there are other sporting activities to follow through with.
No, that's exactly what makes it one of the boring months in the year.
You're joking.
Good morning to you today.
You're joking.
Good morning to Blessing. Well, I'm not here to argue about months. As far as I'm concerned, the most glorious month ended just yesterday. And of course, one of the most boring months is just starting today. So I don't know where you guys are, getting the best and all that. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
Absolutely no end. I can you start a new month
with a band
and then call it a boring.
Come on.
I mean,
where's the energy? Where's the energy for you?
Let's look at the activities that are involved in this June. I mean, what are we talking about? The best competition just ended on Saturday. I mean, talking about one of the most glorious competition in the history of football. I mean, you look at the excitement, look at the
your team won.
The amazement.
Your team won.
I mean, that we had because of the Champions League. I don't think we've ever had. Have we ever had a Champions League in June before? Remind me.
But the real team, your real team won the Champions League.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That energy should still be there.
I don't know what you're talking. We're talking about months here, right? So I think we should be talking about maybe one of the best, if not the best, in the year. But it is.
Okay, great one. Every single month is special.
Definitely.
Unique in its own way. So,
definitely.
You have wonderful people. Welcome to June 2021. Remember to get on our Facebook Facebook fan page and of course our Twitter handle. Let us know your take about this controversial withdrawal of Naomi Osaka from the French Open. She's the world number 2 and she's now out of the competition, not because she's been knocked out by anybody, but for a refusal to partake in media obligations. In her own words, she's been battling depression, she's been dealing with mental issues, and she didn't feel comfortable sitting in front of you media guys
Us media guys.
answer questions. In a tweet announcing the move, Japan's Osaka also said she had suffered long bouts of depression since winning her first Grand Slam title in 2018. The 23-year-old said last week she would not do news conferences at Roland Garros to protect her mental health. I never wanted to be a distraction, the 4-time winner said. On Sunday, Osaka won her opening match against Romania's Patricia Maria Tig in straight sets and was fined $15,000 for not doing post-match media conference. Later that day, a joint statement from Grand Slam organizers said Osaka could face expulsion from the tournament if she continued to avoid them. That led to the player announcing her withdrawal on Monday, saying she was going to take some time away from the court now. And I quote, "When the time is right, I really want to work with the tour to discuss ways we can make things better for the players, press and fans." There's a lot loaded in that statement. French Tennis Federation President Gilles Moreton said the withdrawal of the second seed was unfortunate. And I quote, "We are sorry and sad for Naomi. We wish her the best and quickest possible recovery, and we look forward to having Naomi at our tournament next year. As all the Grand Slams, the WTA and the ATP and the ITF will remain very committed to all athletes' well-being and to continually improving every aspect of players' experience in our tournament, including with the media, like we have always strived to do." So before we talk about the games and other results, let me quickly get your take on this, Blessed.
Well, this is where I'm going to start off from her sister, Mari Osaka. I think she did more harm than good to whatever course Naomi Osaka was on before that. She went on Reddit 2 days ago to make a statement saying that, you know, a family member had walked up to Naomi Osaka and told her how terrible she was on clay court. And then she said that the moment she arrived in Paris, she started feeling vulnerable. Definitely, the records are not in her favor when it comes to the clay court. It is not one of her best, court surfaces.
She's won all of her slams on hard courts.
Yes, it is okay to not have a surface where you are strong at. It is okay for you to admit it. But then it is also the job of the press to ask you questions.
Hey,
what are you doing about it?
Let's cut her some slacks here. She's not saying this is about her performance or whether she's good enough or
I'm
not.
going there.
She's talking about mental health.
Tunde, hang on. I'm going there. I'm going to what she did before she got to that mental health stage. Now, her sister said that the reason why she came up with that statement was because that the press would be sowing doubt into her heart about her vulnerability on the surface, about not being good on the surface. And for her to block all of that out is just by saying, okay, I'm not going to speak with the press. So I'm wondering, the family member who pointed to you that you are not good on the clay court, have you blocked the family member out? That is number one.
Maybe the family member is wrong.
Number two, I feel like she may have genuine mental health issues. I mean, you cannot tell because I'm not in her shoes, so I don't know. I feel like the best way she should have handled that is take a time off the sport, get a sports psychologist or go see a shrink, have them, just seek professional help to help you through the depression bouts they've been suffering, the mental health issues they've been suffering. Not that
maybe tennis was helping her to cope.
Not that you announce. I do not think tennis has been helping her to cope because it is on this same particular surface. Now, imagine if she was sitting there speaking with her sponsors, the numerous sponsors that she has. She wouldn't say she wouldn't talk to the media about that. It is not the job of the press to make you feel.
Blessed, let's engage, okay?
Yeah.
The sponsors are not going to be quizzing you and asking you the hard questions.
So are you saying
it's what the media?
But it is the job of the press to ask you the hard questions. And
she's saying for now.
Okay, hang on. When you agree to be a part of this tournament, you agree to the rules and regulation of this tournament. If you want to change something, then you should have mentioned it way before the start of the tournament, not just few days to the start of the tournament, and then you say, "Oh, I'm not going to speak to the media." It is part of the job that you signed up to do. Now I understand that she wants to change some things. When all the 4 Grand Slams wrote to her, why did she ignore them? And now she's saying, okay, I apologize because my timing was wrong, my message wasn't clear enough, and now I am open to dialogue.
Okay. So Blessing obviously disagrees with Osaka's approach.
I disagree with her approach, but I agree she should seek help for whatever mental issues she's having.
Fair on me. What's your take?
Well, you know my take. I've been talking about this. I said it yesterday. I mean, we should actually cut her some slack. Fine, the timing might actually be wrong to some extent, but hey, she's talking about something very, very important in any man's life, anytime, any day, anybody facing this kind of thing. I mean, I don't think she would actually come out and say she's facing this and she'll be joking with it. She's definitely, I mean, we can't say because of what our sister says.
Tennis players, from coming up with the same excuse, especially when they don't feel like talking to the press again, that, well, I'm dealing with mental issues. So
how many have we had?
And then you can find me if you want. After that's what you want
from somewhere.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't think
if you allow with one, you should be ready to allow.
Setting a precedent.
Then we should be able to actually engage these guys. I expect, the organizers should actually call them, have a discussion.
They said they've been having private conversations.
Definitely, I think it should actually for anybody having this kind of situation.
So you think they should have allowed that to carry on?
Maybe to some extent. I mean, in the first instance, let's talk about those rules. Why must it make it compulsory for you to talk to the media? I mean, we have it in football. If you do ignore, probably you don't want to talk to the media or something like that, will you be punished for that?
You'll be fined.
Yes.
You'll be fined.
Yes.
You'll be fined.
Yes, you'll be fined.
Sir Alex Ferguson for 7 years did not speak
You'll be
to
fined.
the BBC.
It's part of the job.
And he was paying weekly fines.
It comes with the job.
Some will argue that it was not banned.
Yeah,
he was getting fined, but that was just one media organization.
If it were to be the entire media, the entire press, you would have been a total blackout.
But then,
I argue that how do you get to know about these people?
If it is not with the press,
remember this is the same lady that she's always ready to talk to the press. And if she says at this point in time, excuse me, I think she has a huge reason for saying that.
If you read her statement, she actually says that she, as a normal person, normally she's an introverted person. She doesn't like speaking to the press. She said it in her statement.
Of course, definitely.
And then she also said in her statement that she understands that the timing was very wrong. And then I'm wondering, if you are saying this at this point, if you wanted the dialogue, you should have asked and started making moves before the start of the tournament, not few days to the start of the tournament. Also taking away focus from other players.
She's been getting a lot of support from our colleagues
and some are saying it's part of the job. Some are saying it's part of the job too.
But she's gotten more support.
Definitely.
I don't even know any athlete who has said no, you must speak to the media.
Rafael Nadal said it's part. She said he understands what she's going through, but it's also part of the job that comes with it. Unfortunately, it's one of obligations you have to fulfill. I think Roger Federer has also spoken about how it's part of the obligation as well.
Are we looking at a situation where maybe, sometimes in the future, these guys, because I mean, it's just one person.
Yeah.
What if all of them come together to say, we would like to speak to the press, but we don't want it to be
immediately?
Obligatory.
Exactly.
No, we don't even want it to be obligatory.
Let it be
when we feel like doing so.
It has to be, because you have to put the organizers in view. They make money from sponsors. You have to speak to the press.
I'm just asking, if this guy's
the money whereby they pay
you, a union,
but I understand that she wants some part of the rules that she feels is outdated to be looked into.
Yeah,
your approach to it is wrong.
But what is outdated about speaking to the media?
It is okay to want some rules to change, but your
maybe in the essence of
threatening
her to say you're going to ban her if
it wasn't a threat. It's in the rules.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we are talking about. I mean, that particular part should actually be
the rules that you agreed to.
Now, this exactly was what Osaka wanted to avoid, to become a distraction to the French Open.
And I think she has.
Maybe for 2-3 days, and then we'll move on. Like we are moving on right now. Looking at the games that went down. 3-time champion Serena Williams began a bid for a record equaling 24th Grand Slam singles title with a straight set victory over Irina Camelia Begu to prevail in the first night match staged at Roland Garros. Earlier in the day, Sofia Kenin defeated 2017 French Open champion Jelena Ostapenko in the battle of the former Grand Slam winners. Also, a two-time Grand Slam champion Gabin Muguruza crashed out in the opening round, losing out 6-1, 6-4 to Ukraine's Marta Kostyuk. Roger Federer marked his return to Grand Slam action with an emphatic straight set win over fellow veteran Denis Istomin in the opening round of the French Open. Federer, featuring in his first Grand Slam tournament for 487 days, produced a virtuoso display to prevailed 6-2, 6-4, 6-3 in just 93 minutes to the delight of the 1,000 fans in attendance in Paris. Meanwhile, still on tennis, world number one Novak Djokovic says he may not play at the Olympic Games if spectators are not allowed in Tokyo. Remember, there are concerns still in Japan about the suitability and the viability of this year's Olympics. A lot of Japanese are opposed to the idea, but the IOC says, look, there is no going back on this one. In the world of basketball, Donovan Mitchell led the way with 30 points as the Utah Jazz took full control of their first-round series against the Memphis Grizzlies and moved one game away from the conference semi-finals. However, it was veteran point guard Mike Conley who blocked Ja Morant's floater, then countered with a three-pointer in a late run that allowed the top-seeded Jazz to hold up the host Grizzlies 120-113 in a frantic Game 4. Elsewhere, Bradley Beal scored 27 points as the host Washington Wizards staved off elimination with a spirited 122-114 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers in Game 4 of their first round series. We're moving on right now. Nigeria's mini football men's national team resumed training with 31 players on Monday at the Ilaji mini football pitch at Ibadan. 60 home-based players from 20 states were invited for screening, while the other 29 players are still being expected. The camp is at Ilaji Hotels and Sports Resorts, the venue of the competition coming up later in July. Head coach Babatunde Odubola said the team's preparations have started with 2 training sessions held on Monday. He further disclosed that 20 players will be selected and registered to represent Nigeria at the second African Mini Football Cup. The mini football game features 2 halves of 25 minutes duration of non-stop action played by 5 outfield players and 1 goalkeeper. A further 7 players are allowed on the bench. Coach Odubola led the Nigerian mini football national team to their first African Mini Football Cup in Libya in 2018, where they finished 5th. This is one game that is gaining ground, as the day progresses. Blessing.
Yes, it is, and we're getting ready for the draws, which will be held on in the next 7 days.
June 9.
8th of June. 8th of June precisely, actually. And after the draws, we know where the Spartan Eagles, like the Nigerian team, are called, where they will be drawn. And let's see, if we get to win this tournament, we'll be going to the World Cup next year, which I think it's a very, very good one. And the fact that we have started camping, we had about 3 players invited from each of the member association to come to camp for testing, for training, and afterwards that list will be pruned down. But all is set for what should be a very nice hosting here in Ibadan.
Okay, Ibadan is ready for big things, and I'm so excited about this prospect of what the Pacesetter States will look like. Ilaji has been playing host to a lot of activities. Last year it was about the world title fight in boxing. The mini football is coming home, and that remodeled Lagos Salami Stadium just keeps telling me that last week the president of NFF was in town.
Yeah, was in town. Yes. On Friday.
This is our own Allianz Arena, right?
Well, he says it's modeled after Allianz Arena.
Does it look like it's Blessing?
Does it look like it?
Does it not look a smaller version?
I
don't want to say low, but
I've been to the Uyo Stadium.
Arena?
No, not in the, yes, incoming in my dreams anyway. The stadium in Uyo, that's the stadium that's actually built after the Allianz Arena. So I've been there and I know what I saw there.
That was built like Allianz Arena.
But this is
not a new stadium.
This is not like Allianz Arena.
What does it look like?
Okay, but from the outer,
it just looks like another.
From the outer part, Blessing.
Lagos Salami Stadium.
Blessing. Okay, no problem. No fewer than 11 Super Eagles players have pulled out of Friday's international friendly against Cameroon in Austria. Coach Gernot Rohr initially selected a 31-man squad before reducing the list of players to 23 last week. However, that number has been dwindling over the last few days, leaving Rohr scrambling to find replacements in time for the game. Well, it is now confirmed Sergio Aguero, Manchester City's record top scorer, the 4th, I think, in the history of EPL, and of course the highest in terms of non-English player in EPL, is joining FC Barcelona on a 2-year contract. Meanwhile, Brazil will host Copa America for the 2nd consecutive time after Colombia and Argentina were stripped of hosting rights for the tournament. Let's take a quick break right now to catch up with the BBC Premier League updates. We'll be back. Enjoy.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. A Premier League legend has a new home.
The season comes down to these moments now, and in goes Aguero. Aguero has scored for Manchester City. Sergio Aguero, with seconds to go, has ended 44 years of heartbreak.
The Argentinian striker Sergio Aguero has joined Barcelona on a free transfer after 10 years at the reigning Premier League champions Manchester City. Aguero won 15 major trophies in his time at the Etihad, including the Premier League title in 2012 with his last gasp winner against Queen's Park Rangers. He will officially join Barcelona on the 1st of July. He signed a 2-year contract and will have a buyout clause of €100 million. That's around $122 million US. Our football reporter James Gregg has the details.
Only 48 hours after that Champions League heartbreak with Manchester City losing to Chelsea in the final in Portugal on Saturday, he has signed a 2-year contract with Barcelona. Let's talk numbers. He, of course, is one of the most influential players in Premier League history. He leaves City after winning 5 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cup, 6 English League Cups. Of course, that famous goal back in 2012 to give City their first ever title. He is City's all-time leading goal scorer as well, with 260 goals. Barcelona won the Copa del Rey this season. They missed out on the La Liga title to Atletico. They finished 7 points behind, actually. So work to do next season. Of course, Atletico Madrid, the current champions of Spain. Aguero last played for them 10 years ago. So he is familiar with La Liga, even though it was all those years ago. And Juan Laporta, the Barcelona club president, has said that he is moderately optimistic over the prospect of Lionel Messi signing a new contract. And surely the signing of Messi's best friend and Argentina teammate is perhaps a sign that those talks are going a little bit better than planned at Camp Nou.
And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update.
Okay, there you listen to the BBC Premier League updates. Well, in just about 30 seconds each, Fermi, first, let me start with you.
Yeah.
What's your take on the Sergio Aguero move to Barcelona?
Well, 2 things for me. First off, I think financial-wise, you might want to say it actually makes sense because it's actually coming for free. Barcelona is the broke team at this point in time. And of course, I don't think...
And this is an accomplished striker.
Yeah, so to say. And of course, he's taking a pay cut as well. So I think in that aspect, we might want to say they made a good deal. But sporting-wise, it is nonsense.
That's 30 seconds.
I must put that. It is nonsense.
Well, my own take on it is that it is good for Sergio Aguero. I mean, moving from City to another big club. But for Barcelona, I'm wondering if Luis Suarez is too old to play for Barcelona. How is it that Sergio Aguero is young?
Who is not an injury player?
Is young. Is young. I mean, just a year younger than Luis Suarez.
Well,
questions for Barcelona fans.
So, you know, when Suarez left, Messi was heartbroken because they were close. But now, a close friend is back.
Really? Is it about just being out the way they pushed him out of the club? I think the way they pushed him out of the club is also part of it.
So maybe this will make Messi stay.
He let Suarez, that was old, go, and he won the league by scoring important goals for your competitors.
That's the benefit of hindsight.
Young Aguero.
And you're bringing an Aguero that can stay out for 2 months.
That just won the league.
With little or no contribution.
Thank you so much. Blessing forward.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Farron, man.
Thank you so much for being here.
And of course, thanks mightily to Bolu this morning. The second half of Sports Bank will be right here later this evening at 6:30. Do have a fantastic Tuesday. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Bye-bye.
Splash FM 105.5.